Good evening and welcome to Heisman Trophy Night in New York City.
The 2022 Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams, Southern Cal.
The journey really started when I was 10. I wanted to be a football player. I wanted to be a quarterback.
Joystick on the move again. It's a highlight reel tonight.
If you're willing to put in the work, you can achieve anything. Thank you. Fight on.
Lincoln Riley led a historic turnaround in his first year with the Trojans. Their 7-win improvement from 2021 equaled the John McKay-led 1962 national team for the biggest one-season victory turnaround in program history. We are joined now by the man himself, USC head coach Lincoln Riley. Coach, thank you so much for being with us.
What's up, Coach?
Good to see everybody. Thank you.
Yeah.
Coach, we are 2 days away from the NFL draft, and you've got a wide receiver in Jordan Addison who's projected to be selected in the first round on Thursday night. What will a team who picks Jordan be getting?
We get an outstanding player. The thing that really stands out about Jordan is just how versatile he is. And talking with all the different NFL teams throughout this process, you can see so many have a real interest in this guy, regardless of their style of offense, regardless if they see him primarily in the slot or primarily outside. It's just a really, really cool skill set and something I think people can be very creative with. And also on top of that, he's a football guy. He gets it. He understands the game, sees it through really a pretty unique lens in terms of playing the receiver position. So obviously it was outstanding for us and fun to watch him live out this dream here Thursday night.
Coach, I want to get into you directly. Say, first of all, congratulations, because I know you didn't achieve what you wanted to achieve with an 11-3 season. You had bigger aspirations, but you still did an excellent job, and you've restored USC's and the nation's interest in that program, and I want to give you a lot of props for that. I'm not worried about the Cotton Bowl. I understand. What happened in the 2 losses to Utah? It was a 1-point loss to them early in the season. And then obviously in the Pac-12 championship game, they ran away from y'all a little bit. Talk about those 2 games, especially the last one, the Pac-12 championship game, and what that was about. How did that outcome end up being the way it was that day for you guys?
I think it showed some of the weaknesses that we had as a football team and areas that we still certainly have to grow. And as you said, you inherit kind of what we did. You've got some work to do. We were able to make some great strides, but as you said, Stephen, we're certainly not anywhere close to where we want to be or where we think this place can be. Now we've made some really strong improvements with the roster. Certainly both the guys that are returning and several incoming players that'll be a part of our football team that we think are going to help us continue to grow. Last year was just the tip of the iceberg. This program is capable of so much more, and fun to see that we could get that close to it, have a chance just to taste it and not quite there. And there's a real extreme hunger and confidence with this group of players and within this program right now that we're going to get over that hump, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Yeah.
Well, you've always been able to recruit. I mean, when you're at Oklahoma, I mean, it speaks for itself. But I would imagine that being in Southern California, I mean, and that weather and that sunshine and those palm trees and everything, that it could be, one would surmise it might be a little bit easier to get even more of those top players in the country to come to USC. How would you label your recruiting at USC? I know other people speak about it. How do you feel about what recruiting has been like for you since you've arrived at USC?
Oh, it's phenomenal. I mean, you have a product to sell that there's nothing like anywhere else in college football. And as you said, you live in a destination city, one of the greatest cities on the planet. You get a chance to coach and play at one of the greatest college football programs of all time. And then, I mean, this university and its academic reputation, what it can do for players, whether they make it to the NFL or not, is substantial. And so that combination is very rare in our game. And it's certainly a fun place to recruit to. It's a fun place to live. We've embraced the last 18 months and can't wait to see what the future holds.
Yeah, one of those top players was obviously your quarterback, Caleb Williams, who will be returning, won the Heisman. You've coached some other Heisman winners, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray. What differentiates Caleb from them?
Well, it'd be fun having one back and getting to coach him another year. That really helps. Caleb's a unique talent. He really is. And I give him a lot of credit. You know, so many people had there was so much made of him coming here, and a lot of people forgot he'd only started 7 games in his career before he got to USC. I mean, he still was, and in some ways still is, very young and very early on in his career in terms of what he's going to have an opportunity to accomplish. But for him to have the courage to come into this situation, help us really jumpstart a program, a new team, a new conference, new part of the country, I think showed the belief he has in himself as a player, and he's just grown and grown and grown. And it's been a great journey so far. But I think Caleb and I both agree that the best is yet to come.
Coach, very, very last question from a generic perspective about the Pac-12. You know, just recently with spring football, you know, Georgia wins the national championship, but they were not even a major story this past week. And the major story was 45,000 people showing up, you know, to spring football to watch Colorado, who was 1-11 last year in the Pac-12. But primetime Deion Sanders, the coach prime, is the coach there now. Can you talk about what his arrival at Colorado has possibly done for the Pac-12 overall in your eyes?
I think it's great. I think it's great for the Pac-12. I think it's great for college football. Deion is obviously one of the greatest players to ever play the game, and he's got a big personality. He's got just a great kind of vibe about him that obviously, you know, he's done a tremendous job getting into the coaching side of it, and he's brought a lot of energy and excitement. And I think any time like that where maybe you've had a program, any part of the country that's been down, to see it start to come back and get momentum and get excitement, like that's good for college football. Like, we want all of our good programs out there to really be good, and we want, you know, great coaches. We want energy around the game, and Deion certainly brought that, and I know he's going to do a tremendous job there.
Yeah. Well, you've certainly been good for SC. Congrats on all the success thus far. Can't wait to see what you do in year 2.
I'm coming to a game.
Fight on.
I'm in the game this year. USC, that's one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. I'm coming to USC for football game this year.
Of course you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he
Absolutely.
loves all things.
It's a great experience.